Alright people, this is Conqueror and Commander. It's a live gameplay featuring my old Ruhan of the Fomori deck. And I'm not going to have live gameplays that often, but when I do I'll try and get them out. Obviously this hand's going to go back. It doesn't have any lands. I'm going to send it back. I get 3 lands. I'm Pure Steel Paladin. I'm much better with this. Let's look at my opponents right now. I've got Royal Al here with his Avacyn Angel of Hope deck. Lots of Wraths, lots of Destruction. That's going to be a pain in the ass. We've got my boy Neo here with the Karthus deck. I took a quick look at this deck and it is not dragon based, so it's more of a Jund control type deck. And then we've got somebody I do not know here playing Teriel. I love Teriel. Teriel's freaking awesome. She's cool. I'm going to keep this hand, and before we go any further, I'm going to turn off the sound because the sound bugs the crap out of me. This Ruhan deck is like a year old. I'll put a link to the list in the comments, but it'll be there for you guys to check out in case you want to see it. So now I will go ahead and actually focus on the game here. I got Temple of the False God. You know, the plan behind the deck is to get Ruhan out quick, equip him, and then beat down on stuff. Sometimes the plan doesn't always work, but that's generally the idea. Now, I haven't made any changes to this deck in the past year, and the reason I'm pulling this deck out is because it's one of the first decks that I made a video of. I'll go ahead and put the Paladin out there so I can start beating down. And my gameplay video for Ruhan was actually one of my more popular videos when I first started, and unfortunately it did not actually have a complete gameplay you know, in the deck or in any of the videos. There was not a complete game video replay, so I always kind of felt bad about that, and I wanted to rectify that situation. And I figured now is the time I've got the opportunity to do a live video replay, and the game and the deck that I'm working on currently isn't doing as well as I want it to, so we're going to go ahead and do this right now. Avacyn comes out with a Mana Vault. We get mobilization from the Teriel player, and I'm going to go ahead and attack, going around the table. We'll start off by going against the Avacyn player, because honestly I can't do a whole lot against a whole lot of Wraths over and over again. It's possible I could have played the Steam Vents end tap just so I could use the Mana Drain next turn, but I decided not to do that. I don't think that anything really horrible is going to come out this turn. Possibly next turn, we never know. But what I'd like to do is next turn get Ruhan out there and just start beating down on stuff. Now the deck is made, there's sort of light and shadow, to be able to withstand a condemn. It can, you know, kind of like pump up a bunch of my smaller creatures out there. So ideally I won't play into a condemn because I've got 2 people here playing white, Avacyn and Teriel. Karthus just plays the fetch land. Mobilization is going to be a pain in the ass because Ruhan isn't going to have any sort of evasion or anything like that. And there's Warhammer. There's a lot of equipment out there already. So we'll see what happens here. I'm going to go ahead and play a plane so that I can play Ruhan right now. I'm going to attack Teriel while I still can. I was talking to someone recently who was talking about how early game you should not actually spread damage around. You should actually try and concentrate on getting rid of one of the players out there. And, you know, on top of that, people tend to get like really frustrated, or they feel picked on even if they take like 2 points of damage. So let's see if Karthus blows up Ruhan. He's tapping stuff here. He Ancient Grudged Sword of Light and Shadow. Um, and so, typically it's better to focus on one player, but Ruhan kind of like prevents that possibility for the most part. I mean, you never really have any idea where he's going to be going. So he could, go after somebody with the mobilization over and over. I do have the possibility of playing Sovereigns of Lost Alara next turn. And so the deck, I'm pretty sure the deck does pack Eldrazi Conscription. I honestly have not played this deck in about a year, so I'm not 100% sure what's in the deck. But we'll see what happens here. And that's really all assuming that the Sovereigns can stick to the table and that Ruhan can stick to the table. A lot of people, when they get Mana Drain in their deck or in their hand, they'll sit back and they'll play more conservatively. I'm much more a fan of just stomping on things, because that's what Ruhan's all about. Look at him. He's just a big goofy giant that likes to beat things up. So let's see what Karthus does here. He's going to Rampant Growth. For another swamp. And pass the turn. Teriel's doing okay in the land area as well. She plays Hoofprints of the Stag. I've seen Hoofprints work well with cards like Sylvan Library, where you draw multiple cards a turn. But in general, it's not the best card. I have used it in the past, but that was before like Luminarch Ascension was out there and available. Right now, Karthus is the only person that can do anything about Ruhan. So I'm going to go ahead and try and play the Sovereigns and see if they stick. Plow. Get the Sovereigns out there. Ruhan is going to randomly choose Avacyn. So I'm going to attack Avacyn. Luck of the draw. And let's see what enchantments I have in here. Yes, I will use your ability. I have Battle Mastery, Drake Umbra, and Steel of the Godhead. I guess I did not have Conscription in here. Okay. Let's put... Do I want to prepare for... lifelink and unblockability? You know what? I think I'll just put the Drake Umbra on him, and that way he'll be protected from removal, like instant speed, like terminates and stuff like that. No Conscription in here. Forgot that. Let's see what kind of a retribution the Avacyn player is going to have here. Avacyn's just going to come out to play. Alright, well, I guess I should have expected that. The good thing is that next turn, assuming the Sovereign stays out there, I can make Ruhan unblockable with the Steel of the Godhead enchantment. Karthus plays Farhaven Elf to ramp a little more. Hoofprints of the Stag is going to get a counter. This is where, Ruhan's inability to decide who he attacks is kind of a pain in the ass. Because in all honesty, like this turn, if it was up to me, I would send him after the Avacyn player again, make him unblockable, and just take Avacyn out right now. Elspeth Tyrell's coming out. That's interesting. And then 3 little 1/1 guys are going to come out to play. This makes me think that it's a that it's a token deck. That's interesting. Huh, okay. Well, let's see who Ruhan picks now. I'm going to yield, and Ruhan's going to pick. It's going to go after the Avacyn player again. So that works out well. The other problem is Ruhan can't actually attack planeswalkers at all, period. It sucks because that's like a 5-turn game, really. Knocking somebody out right there. And usually you want like a more of a game than that, but in all honesty, I know Royal Allen, his decks are really tough. So I'd much rather just take him out now than worry about having him come back out. And the good thing is it narrows down who I'm going to go up against. There are only 3 enchantments in this deck, and if Ruhan manages to survive and stay out there, I can kill somebody with 1 hit next turn by tutoring up Battle Mastery. And I have Mana Drain back up right now. Let's see what Karthus does here. I do like Drake Umbra because it gives him evasion and it does have totem armor. I remember I didn't put Conscription in this deck because I just felt like it was a little bit of overkill. And on top of that, usually if you get Conscription out there by using Sovereigns, you don't even get the Annihilator. And, it costs a lot of mana. Hull Breach on my Drake Umbra. I'm going to have to Mana Drain that. Because at this point, I don't want the Drake Umbra to go away. I'd much rather 2 removal spells be used to get rid of Ruhan than 1. Let's see what Karthus has now. Wheel of Fortune. Oh! Let me destroy something here. I'm going to destroy... Should I destroy Basilisk Collar or Loxodon Warhammer? Probably the Collar, honestly. Because the Death Touch is a pain in the butt. On Warhammer, will give him more life over the long haul, but... oh, hey, now he can actually make Hoofprint Stag dudes. So I've got Waves of Aggression too. Oh yeah, this is a great hand. And Tenza. And Phyrexian Metamorph. I've just got to remember not to copy Tenza. Wow, this is going to be a quick game. Assuming that Teriel doesn't blow everything up right now. Karthus has Taiga and Stomping Ground, and I can't think of anything specifically that you can do with those two sources of mana that can get rid of Ruhan right now. Let's see what Teriel has. She's got 8 new cards in hand. A Warhammer and Elspeth. You know, I still have no answer to Condemn right now. And I've got no answer to a Swords to Plowshares. And she's playing white, so we'll see what she can do here. She plays Mountain. She's thinking. She's trying to counter mana. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's got 6 mana. She can't play her Cleansing, but she can play Austere Command. There's Mimic Vat. She might try and destroy Sovereigns. If she destroys Sovereigns, that's good. Good for her. Oh no, she just makes a flying elemental. I do love these elemental tokens. These are pretty cool. It's like a flying ram goat kind of thing or something like that. But ideally I can destroy a player this turn. Unless Karthus has a fog or something like that. And then she gains life. Life gain's not going to matter here. I'm going to get to use the mana from Mana Drain. I don't recall what that mana was. It's only 2 mana. Okay. So I'm going to play a land. I need to make sure I have 5 mana after this is all said done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 mana I can use right now. I'm going to use it to cast Tenza. Just so I can draw from Sure Steel Paladin. I'm not going to equip right now, though. Yes, I will use you. For Revoke Existence. Not going to worry about that. Okay, now I'm going to attack with Ruhan. Ruhan will randomly choose Neo. Neo, I assume you don't have... Well, he might have like a disenchantment effect or something like that. I mean, honestly, most of the time you're not going to be able to pull up like Sovereigns and put it on. You know, be able to keep Ruhan out there this long. I mean, this is kind of like a god hand. It's not a god hand. It's just a really good hand. Because you know, Sovereigns doesn't come out this quick, and Ruhan doesn't always come out this quick. Let's see if he has an answer. Oh, he does. Look at what's he got. Oh, he Ancient Grudges Tenza. I'm fine with that. I forgot that I don't have Metalcraft, so I would have had to pay mana. Good game. So now I'm going to cast Waves of Aggression. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to... Yeah, the games aren't supposed to go this easy. Turn 7. Holy cow. Well, I did like this deck when I originally had it. But they're not supposed to be that easy. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.